Yay! Hello, beautiful love light. Welcome to my channel, Heart Rhythm Healing. I'm Jamie. I'm a certified Reiki master and self-proclaimed spiritual maestro. I view myself as a conductor of all of the energetics that exist all around us all the time. Happy Valentine's Day, this day of love. I'm not a huge fan of the commercialization of today and all of that. However, any day that celebrates love, I am here for. And I think it's really cool that we have this yellow crystal human day today, when I really believe that today is an awesome opportunity to begin to crystallize the consciousness of love into humanity. Why not, right? Super cool. So we're going to call upon the energetics of that and begin to weave that into today and all of our days to the best of our ability. Welcome. So I'm going to dive right in and just get started and see where it takes us. We are talking about the Mayan Galactic Calendar here on my channel. I was introduced to this calendar from a fellow YouTuber. Her name is Cassia, and her channel is Cosmic Consciousness with Cassie. It's linked in the description box below. If you want to get one of these calendars to follow along with me as we learn and go through each of the energetics of the day, the tone and tribe of every day, that link is in the description box below. If you'd like to know your own galactic signature, there's a link to that in the description box. I have today's daily affirmation that I will read at the end of when I read through the tone and tribe in the calendar. We'll speak out the daily affirmation for yellow crystal human, and then we will dive into the other link that's down there, which is Astro Dream Advisor's take on the breakdown of the Red Dragon wave spell we are currently cycling through, and the question of the day, and kind of a deeper dive into the energetics of yellow human and what that means to them, right? But the reality is all of this stuff, everything that we all share with one another, it truly is about your own unique and individual ideas about those concepts. You are a unique expression, beautiful love light, of the one heart. And we are all here on purpose, for a purpose. And it doesn't even have to be the same purpose every day. Like each and every day, you decide. That is your free will gift. You get to choose what consciousness are you going to tune into every day. Make it conscious and be aware. Gosh, I just came out of my Tune In Tuesday. It is the session that I do within my group. That link is in the description box below too. It's the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble. Every Tuesday, I come in live so that we can all come together, all the beautiful love lights, and steep in the energetics of the life force energy that desires to heal us. And it was so awesome. Like today was all like, I was really feeling called to anchor into the higher heart activation codes that are flooding our planet right now. And so we just called those in to up level and upgrade our energetic coding, right? Like using that galactic code of light to upgrade and activate our genetic code of life. That was what I called in today. I felt called to utilize the rose quartz, my little rose quartz heart-shaped crystal that I have. So we pulled that into the energetics of today. I had some music playing that was tied to high heart activation, high heart frequency. It was beautiful. I was overwhelmed with the consciousness of love, which of course, like it. And I don't know how many places around the world celebrate Valentine's Day, but I know it's huge in the United States of America, which is where I live. And so of course that love consciousness is thick today, right? Like it is, so many people are anchored into that, if only for just a day, right? But why not take the seed of the consciousness of love that's being planted plentifully today and like amplify that out into the vibrational frequency of this planet. Anyway, so that's what we were doing today in that space. And if those are the types of things that you want to like invest your time and energy and money into, come on over to the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble. If you just want to hang out with me in my own unique, energetically imprinted, high vibrational space, that's the harmonic.us. That's my free group. I'm seeking to build this channel. I'm seeking to build the harmonic.us, and I'm seeking to build the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble. And however you vibrate with any of those spaces and places, beautiful love light, please know that truly, deeply, from my heart, I freaking love you so much. You are valuable and you are worthy simply because you are here, a spirit expressing itself in human form. And I treasure that in whatever way you choose to express it. None of us are perfect, least of all me. So however you need to express that, I encourage you to do so. But my invitation is to consistently make sure that you are doing it the way that you want to, not from a space of being triggered, not from buying into somebody else's ideas and BS about what it's supposed to look like. No, beautiful love light, no. You are here to be a unique individual. Let yourself be expressed in however that makes sense for you. And we really need to cease allowing what we think other people are thinking, because they're not. That's what we're thinking. We are thinking they're thinking it because we're thinking it. So it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with us. So change that conversation. You are worthy of all the love and all the light and all the peace and all the joy and all the bliss, patience and kindness and compassion, integration and wholeness and completeness. You are complete right here, right now. You need nothing else. You just need to begin to tune into that and trust and know you have everything in you. All right. Beautiful, lovely. We're going to start at the top of this calendar spin that well, not the tippy top, but my top for these purposes, which is this 13-year wave spell that we kicked off 4 years ago. And it is the White Wizard wave spell, which I freaking love because I am a white wizard of the spectral variety. So I love that we're in the White Wizard wave spell. And I think it's so crazy that it was within the White Wizard wave spell that this white wizard spiraled into the knowledge that this even existed. 4 years ago, I had no idea. It took me 2 years to be connected energetically to Cassia. And that is a story in and of itself. Like it was so, I remember I was sitting, it was around like a 2-2, like it was right around February 2nd, like it was the 2-2 portal. And I was really feeling like there was something about that I like needed, like I needed to dive into that. Like it was this like, you know, I always say it's like a rattling of a cage, right? Like it's, And so I was sitting on the couch that used to be in my son's bedroom, looking out his window, and was just hanging out by myself. My 3 boys were hanging out, my husband and my 2 boys were hanging out. And I was just like, okay, spirit, like, I know that there's a message out there that I need to dial into. And I don't know what that is. And so I just was kind of like divinely guided to open up YouTube. And I don't even remember, I think I just searched for like the 2-2 portal or something like that. And Cassia's channel came up. And I might have the details incorrect. Like I'm pretty sure that that's what it was, but I'm not 100% sure. But it was one of those major portal days a couple years ago. It might have even been Lionsgate, which would have been in August. Anyway, it was one of those, right? Where it's like, wow, it just got really dark. It's raining here. I lost power earlier today. Hopefully that won't happen. But, and that's how, like, that was the first video that popped up and I turned it on and instantly I was like, oh my gosh, I love the way that she shares, like through her tarot cards and the energetics that spirit downloads into her. And then she expresses through her throat chakra, right? Like speaking her truth that spirit is sharing with her. I just loved it. And I learned about like through following. So I started following her and then I just started listening to her stuff and it just it still like it continues to just resonate with me. And so she used to share about the Mayan Galactic Calendar. And I don't even remember how long ago it just like I mean, she's a tarot reader, right? So she's an like big into astrology, and so those things. And we can't do everything, right? Like we just, even if like there's so many things that I want to do, and I know that I just like I can't do it all, even though I want to. And I'm sure Cassie probably feels similarly, right? Like I want to do these things. So, but I just felt the urge where I was like, you know what, I really want to dive into and learn more about this. And I was like, well, why don't I just start sharing it? Like, I don't know if anyone else is sharing it in the online sphere or space. I know people are now. Like I've been connected to a couple news resources, which is super cool. But I just thought I'd put, my own spin on it. Well, 13moon.com spin and Astro Dream Advisor spin, but also kind of add in my own little tidbits here and there, right? But I also want to learn from you. So if there are things about this that you know and understand, or something that I've forgotten or overlooked, or something that you think I might want to dive deeper into, please put it in the comments and, let me know that you're here and listening. I want to get to know you. I want to build this as a community for sure. Anyway, so White Wizard. So I just think it's cool that we're in the wave spell of my tribe when I was led to a person who was sharing about the Mayan Galactic Calendar. And here we are 2 years later, where now I'm the one sharing about the calendar. So I just think it's really cool the way that works, which brings us into this year. We're in the fourth tone of the 13-year White Wizard wave spell. And so we're in the red self-existing moon year, which wraps up July 25th, 2023. The code keys of the White Wizard are enchants, receptivity, and timelessness. And the idea of sharing these code keys is to allow the word to sort of like move through your vibration as I speak it out. And if something, like if you feel an attachment or like a nudge or like something about a word where you're like, that speaks to me, like in whatever way, right? It was just 11:44 on February 14th. That's the second time I've seen that today. That's pretty cool. Yeah, like whatever bubbles up for you, dive deeper into that. Write it down, like document it, right? Like remember it, whatever, or stop listening to this and go search. I don't really care. Like whatever you feel guided to do, right? Like, but that's the idea of sharing these code keys, is there's messages in them for you at any given time. And the reason that I share the same like tiered breakdown is because who knows what word is going to speak to you on any given day, because they're coded into every day. So the red moon, those code keys are purifies, universal water and flow. Self-existing is define, measure, form. So those are the energetics that are flowing through this whole year. Then we have the 65-day season. We are currently traveling through, it's really raining. We are currently traveling through the white northern dog season of heart. The code keys for the white dog are loves, heart, and loyalty. Really like diving into and exploring and unpacking our emotional patterns and behaviors and just what our emotional body is seeking to teach us about ourselves, right? And then we have a 52-day castle that we spun into. It's the red Eastern Castle of Turning. Again, I was, kind of divinely guided into this idea that it's really like tilling the soil, like turning the soil, like preparing the way for planting, which is really awesome to kind of think about right now, because we're flowing into next Monday. We're going to have a new moon in Pisces, which Pisces it's like the end of the zodiac cycle, right? Because then we spin into Aries, and that's the first zodiac sign of the 12. But new moons are awesome to plant our intentions into. So, if you want to consider, like, what are you seeking to plant, and what needs to be turned or tilled up within you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, physically, like what needs to be turned up, right? Like turned over, cultivated, prepared for that seed to be planted so that you can begin to nurture and cultivate it. Then we have the 28-day moon that we're currently in, this galactic moon of integrity. And the code keys of that are harmonize, model, and integrity. And then we have our 13-day wave spell that we are wrapping up. We have one more day. Today is the 12th. So tomorrow we have the 13th. And then we cycle into another White Wizard wave spell. So the White Wizard is going to be amplified for 13 days. So that's pretty cool. We're going to be going through, we're in the White Wizard 13-year wave spell. And in 2 days, we're going to enter the White Wizard 13-day wave spell. So I think that's pretty cool. But right now, we're still in the Red Dragon wave spell. And those code keys are births, nurtures, and being. And then that brings us to today. So within that 13-day Red Dragon wave spell, we are on the 12th day. So that is why we are the yellow crystal human. So the yellow human is the solar tribe that is coded into today. And the crystal tone of creation is the 12th tone. So that's why we're the yellow crystal human today. So let's dive into yellow human. It was interesting. Like as I was, I normally don't pre-read these, but I did today because again, today's, day of love. It's Valentine's Day. It has that like extra special consciousness of love. And so I was really curious, like, okay, like today's Valentine's Day. The energy knows that. So like, how is love coded into today? And a couple things like cropped up for me, like the idea that we are, and I think I shared it at the beginning, like really like as a collective, we are as humans, right? We are collectively crystallizing the consciousness of love into the energetics of our world. It's being coded and built. Like the light workers around the globe for decades have been like building the crystalline light grid within the new earth, the energetics and vibration and frequency of the new earth. And it is all about crystallizing the consciousness of love into the fabric, the energetic fabric of all of us. And so I was like, wow, that's cool. That on Valentine's Day, we're at the yellow crystal human day. And again, like where, me, this vessel was just like, how do those two things align? And that's what was like dropped into my heart, mind, spirit that I get to share with you, beautiful love light, who I love and appreciate so much. Thank you for being here. Truly, our time is our most precious and creative gift that we can share with one another. Like it's instant sharing, giving and receiving of time. It's an instant, it's like the perfect picture of reciprocity in action. And so thank you for sharing your time with me, for being here with me. Really quick, since I'm here, if you are getting value from this, just tap or click on the thumbs up. It will really help me to hopefully gain exposure in the land of YouTube, because I know that I have none. So I need you all to kind of come together and show me some love. If you don't mind, again, whether you do or you don't, I still love and appreciate you for sure. If you want to subscribe, hit that. Or if you want to get notified when I do these lives, hit the bell and then you'll get notification that I'm going live. I would love it if you would do that. All right. Yellow human is the 12th tribe out of the 20. Yellow is associated with the direction south, and the code key ripens. So something is coming into fruition for you today, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, energetically, something in you. And feel free to like dial into your heart, mind space and ask, what's ripening for me right now? Something tells me that you will get an answer. Maybe not right away, but if you stick with it, you will. The code keys of yellow human are influences, free will, and wisdom. And if love doesn't hold wisdom, man, I don't know what does. All right. So the little quote at the beginning is Winclil, is in quotes, Winclil, which is a Yucatec Mayan word for human being, which is translated into cosmic vibratory root, which I love. Oh yeah, here's the yellow human glyph right here. That's yellow human. To have a human life is a precious opportunity. Being human grants us the ability to integrate our primal nature with our self-reflective intellect and our celestial essence. Within every human being flows the stream of wisdom from our ancestors. So today in my Tune In Tuesday Life Force Healing, Energy Healing session, when I was working on our root chakra, I really felt that connection to our ancestors, Mama Earth, like the living and the dead, right? Like it, and just this idea of like birth, death, and rebirth. Like it's hard to explain, but anyway, that just came up for me, so I thought I'd share. But yeah, so within every human being flows the stream of wisdom from our ancestors. We influence each other by modeling our values. All that we think, say, do, create, choose, and feel impacts those around us. All. It's pretty big, yeah? And contributes to the collective human consciousness, which we are in turn affected by subtly and overtly. All that we consider acceptable or normal merely reflects the precedents we have set for each other. The behaviors and attitudes we've inherited from our families and friends are for us to either perpetuate or to change and evolve. Wisdom is acquired through experimenting with our free will options. As an inner light, wisdom offers insight and foresight, guiding the choices of our lives and inspiring us to assist our greater community. Wisdom and compassion form our human wholeness. Yellow Human asks us to share our wisdom with our fellow humans, that we may in turn influence their free will toward the direction of wisdom. Huh. Yellow Human asks us to share our wisdom with our fellow humans, that we may in turn influence their free will towards the direction of wisdom. So I'm viewing that as like guiding people into the wisdom of their own hearts. So that's cool because that's what I do. That's my role and my goal here. I want to tune you into the wisdom of your heart, the rhythm, your own unique cadence. As Native American wisdom requests, quote, in our every deliberation, we must consider the impact of our decisions on the next 7 generations, end quote. So something that came up for me today, and I hope this doesn't trigger anybody, but oh well, I don't mean it to, so hopefully it won't, is I thought it was really interesting. So I was reading this, that it's a Native American wisdom, right? In our every deliberation, we must consider the impact of our decisions on the next 7 generations. And I'm pretty sure that in the Bible, it talks about like the choices that we make impact the next 7 generations. Like, and I just think it's really what I found interesting is that those two like cultural belief sets, right? Like the or worldview, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, aren't like, those were created worlds apart, right? Like there was, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe there was a way for them to communicate. I mean, we've certainly, I believe that our ancestors were way more advanced than we have given them credit for. So maybe they had ways of communicating, but I just think it's really interesting how a lot of these like spiritual principles seem to like crop up over and over and over again, like these truths, right? So there's something to that, right? Like the things that we do, they impact the generations that flow from us or the generations to follow. And I wonder like how, if we would take that more seriously, how different we would act as a people. Like if we really trusted and knew that our actions today will impact 7 generations to come. By design, we humans have a shared vulnerability, yet we evoke invincibly when we connect with each other and to the spirit which animates our humanity. As we see the many faces of the one humanity, may we humbly honor diversity. Yes, may it be. All right, the end quote comes from Intiana, and it is, quote, to be fully human means to know myself first as an essence of divinity. and then as a player in this huge dream called life. So cool. Okay, now we're going to talk about the crystal tone of creation, tone 12. So yet again, we are on a 12-12 day, 12th tone, 12th kin or tribe, the yellow human tribe. All right, the code keys of tone 13 are, tone 12 are dedicate, universalize, and cooperation. The quote comes from 28 Meditations on the Law of Time, and it says, quote, 12 represents the maximum evolution of form, its attainment of complete complexity, end quote. Having dissolved rigidity in tone 11, the crystal tone presents a higher order of coordination, offering complex stability, creative cohesion, and comprehensive vision. Here, we perceive the coherency of the whole as a composition of related parts. So that's us, right? There's a whole, there's the one heart, and then there's each of us, the single heart expression of that one heart. Honoring the elaborate inner workings of life as a mandalic synthesis. I've really been being called to start creating mandalas, which is bizarre. I don't have the first idea. If someone knows how to start, begin with creating mandalas, I'm all ears. And I don't necessarily want to color them. I want to create my own, if that makes sense. I've seen those little dot paint things. Are there kits? Are there kits out there? Do y'all know anything about that? If you, let me know. So I'm interested. Crystal tone asks us to universalize, to translate our knowledge and insights that they may be universally applicable, relevant, and shareable with all, assisting the elevation of the common good. Tone 12 affirms that we ourselves embody the highest qualities of internal and social architecture. Like a crystal with its unique facets that contribute to the totality of its beauty, so tone 12 reminds us to honor and celebrate the diverse features and contributions of individuals which constitute the power of a strong, interdependent community. I love that. Tone 12 offers the recognition that in a healthy whole system, the needs of the individual are met by the collective, and in return, the individual feeds the aspirations of the collective. May we strive to collaborate with one another, combining our gifts and enhancing our efforts while remaining clear and lucid in the grace of our autonomy. Every 13 days around the world, groups of natural time trackers meet regularly on crystal days to share their accounts of completed adventures and to determine new adventures to undertake. These gatherings, known as round tables or courts of kin, are specifically held on crystal days because tone 12 models cooperation. These circles exhibit the cohering power of acknowledging all participants as carrying equal right and responsibility, while organized around a central unifying focus. All are universally welcomed to contribute their personal energy in dedication to the constructive functioning of the whole. Crystal declares, every being has a place in the formation. Our individual efforts of perseverance and commitment are invaluable. As we work in concert with one another, a powerful synergy emerges, a crystalline configuration which equals more than the sum of its parts. May we each experience ourselves as integral components of a network of divine creativity. And the end quote comes from Samuel Beast, and it is, quote, every individual is a detail of the whole pattern. All right, so we're going to read the daily affirmation. If you want to read along, it's in the description box below. Let me open this up. Oh, it's 111. Nice. Okay. I dedicate in order to influence, universalizing wisdom. I seal the process of free will with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of flowering. So each day is uniquely coded with a guiding power, and today's guiding power is flowering. So I dedicate in order to influence. Universalizing wisdom, I seal the process of free will with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of flowering. And if you want to follow along, there's a link to the Astro Dream Advisor Red Dragon Wave spell, and you'll want to scroll to day 12. The question is, how can I utilize my relationships to explore and expand any of my self-limiting constructs? And how do I inspire cooperation? So what a cool question on this day 12 on Valentine's Day of, so how do our relationships, like how can we use them to explore and expand our self-limiting constructs? It's pretty cool. Yellow human qualities: abundance, harvest, open vessel, quickening, cornucopia, free will, choice maker, responsibility, chalice, and emptiness. Yellow human asks you to strengthen and clear your physical vessel, which is what we do in my harmonic vibrational attunement ensemble. As a certified Reiki master, that's one of the things that I do every session is I cleanse and clear all 12, our entire 12 chakra system. So strengthen and clear your physical vessel. For me, that starts at the energetic level. But there are things like, clean up your diet, like drink water. Are y'all drinking like filtered, fresh, clean water in enough amounts for your body? Are you eating nutrient dense foods more than you're not? Are you moving your body and doing things that make you feel joy filled and supported and like flowy and free, right? Like those are strengthen and clear your physical vessel, move your body, or even doing like exercise, like not just like moving, but actually like exercising, going for a walk, going for a run, hiking, playing a sport, whatever the case may be, lifting weights. If you're like me, I'm huge into strength training. So Yellow Human asks you to strengthen and clear your physical vessel in order to prepare for the expanded energies of higher mind. If you are not caring for and tending to your physical vessel, how can your spiritual vessel come in and like flood and fill those spaces, right? Like those two things are intertwined. Your chalice of self, I love that. Your chalice of self is being purified through vibrational adjustments in the brain-body system. With this quickening, adjustments are made and your circuits of consciousness are naturally transformed. So again, call in those higher heart activation codes that are flooding our planet. Often this process is accompanied by the sensation of being altered or rewired. So again, I want to back up. Yes, it's important to tend to and care for your physical vessel. However, they are intertwined. So whichever one you feel called to work on, trust that they should begin to like flow into that integrated balance. Like as you grow and strengthen and clear your spiritual body, you will naturally want to grow and strengthen your physical body and vessel and vice versa, if that makes sense, right? It's not like you have to do one before the other. Like there's no right or wrong way to do this stuff. It is your way, what makes sense to you. But make no mistake, when you set out on this path, pretty soon you're going to have these desires to start to do all of the things that weave us together. And it's all heart, mind, body, spirit, energy, right? Like it's all of those things. You're going to want to cleanse and clear your physical vessel because it makes you feel better and it makes you think better. And it makes like, right? That's your, and then you're going to want to like tune into your spiritual energetic nature because it all comes together beautifully for you, like whatever makes sense for you. So I just wanted to make sure, like I was talking about, like, anyway, there's no right or wrong is really what I was driving at. Wanted to make sure I said. Higher centers of the brain and the light sensitive pineal and pituitary glands are being activated to contain more light. This penetration brings you to a critical threshold, creating enormous change at the cellular level. It also activates soul memories and expands your concepts of reality. Meditate on the cornucopia with you at its center. This bountiful harvest, right? Lift the chalice of your self-generated energy vortex to greet the vortex that will descend from above. As an open vessel, prepare a place to receive yellow humans' gifts. When you flow in unconditional love, all the fruits of the universe rush toward you for benediction. Wow. The harmonic wisdom of yellow human is resonance, the quality of sounding again. When you strike a tuning fork, another tuning fork begins to vibrate. Sorry. Next to it will begin to resonate in response because of its similar vibrational makeup and structural attunement. When you are being the vibration of all that you are, a natural resonance is set up for your chalice to be filled and your world to become fully resonant. And that's what I'm looking for, those who are in resonance with me and this channel and these ideas and these things. Like, that's what I want. I want your free will consent to enter into the resonance that my energetic being is pulsating out into the world. That's what I'm seeking to create, that affinity with all of you beautiful love lights that resonate with this. So cool. So if that's you, please come into the harmonic.us. Please, please, please. I invite you. I want you there. Again, it's my own space. It's through a Mighty Network app. It's mine, right? So if anything happens to YouTube, if anything happens to Facebook, or if anything happens to Instagram, any of the other social media sites that I'm connected to, it doesn't, well, I mean, if something happens to Mighty Networks, I guess, then I'm SOL, but then I'll move it somewhere else. But anyway, like it's my space. Like, I have put the energetics and the coding into that very like high vibrational ascending energies have been intentionally coded into that sacred online medicine space. It's what I created with spirit. Like, so if that resonates with you, please come into that space. I would love to have, you're invited. I want you to come in, and it's free. It's my free space. And I would love to have you start interacting in that space with me. But beautiful love light, as always, I just appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Happy Valentine's Day. I love you so much. I appreciate you more than you know. And until we see each other next time, beautiful love light, do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Go shine. Mwah. I love you. We'll see ya.